Gama is a multinational business aviation services company. We've been going since 1983. The company started in the UK and our headquarters is still there. Today manages over 250 aircraft with bases on 5 continents. Over here in the Middle East, we started the company in 2008. The company strategy is normally to start with an air operations business, which is what we've got here at Sharjah, managing individuals and businesses' aircraft for them, and then expanding into the ground service and the complementary services. So from 2008, we progressed into 2012 at Sharjah, where we started providing ground handling services for business aviation. And then we opened up this facility we're sitting in today, our Sharjah FBO, in 2014, and added onto that the supplementary services in terms of aircraft cleaning, valeting services, and the provision of MRO maintenance services. Last year it's been exciting. It's actually been very fast-paced. We added 2 Learjet 60s to the local fleet. Those aircraft are also available for air ambulance work. So that serves a niche in the market which is quite underserved locally from a UAE point of view. Over here, if you need a medical repatriation or an air ambulance flight, it generally gets served by operators from outside of the region, not even in the Middle East. So, there's some very strong Turkish and European operators who provide that work, and we're confident that the Learjet 60s will be very much in demand. In addition to that, we have brought in a Gulfstream 550 and 2 Globals that are busy delivering at this moment. Those Globals are going to be operated out of Hong Kong, but the operational framework is provided by our Sharjah infrastructure. When you look into the strategy for the Middle East this year, we've got 2 very specific things we're focusing on. Firstly is the construction and the completion of our Business Aviation Centre here at Sharjah. This facility is something that was always meant as a short to medium term business. Our long-term aims, and with the support of Sharjah Airport Authority and the Department of Civil Aviation, has always been to build a standalone, built-for-purpose executive business facility, which we have started to construct. The earthworks are about to proceed, and we're probably going to have about a 12 to 14 month build time on that to be open during Q1 of 2019. The other thing that we're very excited and focused on this year is an expansion of the business into Saudi Arabia. It is the largest segment, it's the largest part of the business aviation market in the region. It has probably 70% of the aircraft based in Saudi Arabia. It's somewhere we've always been looking at going into. There's been some regulatory changes there in terms of the ability for individual aircraft management, which makes it quite challenging for single owners to look after the aircraft themselves. And so we're in the process of finalizing a company formation in Saudi to be able to provide our management services to the clients. GACA, the General Authority for Civil Aviation in Saudi, have been extremely supportive. We've been well received as an international brand, establishing ourselves in the kingdom, and I'm quite encouraged by the reception we've had. Today at Sharjah, we're making use of various facilities around the airfield. This is our FBO facility, which is where we handle passengers and crew through. On the other side of the airport, closer to the maintenance area, we've got our hangars and parking aprons where we provide our cleaning, parking services together with the maintenance services. So it's not all co-located, and I will admit that there's quite a level of inefficiency that comes with that. Fortunately the team have found very good and creative and efficient ways of getting around those, but ultimately that is not how we are going to get ourselves ready for growth. So with the approval of Sharjah Airport Authority and the land that they've provided us to construct the facility on, we'll have enough space to co-locate all of those functions into one facility. So you'll have a set of hangars which will be about 12,000 square meters in size, and adjacent to that will be our FBO building itself, which will serve the functions that this building serves, obviously on a larger scale to ensure we're ready for the growth. And in addition to that, our maintenance business will be co-located in the hangar itself, and on the floor above the FBO will be our regional offices as well. So the entire Gama Middle East headquarters will be in the same facility, which will be good for us. It's interesting. We, to be frank, we're not expecting major growth over this year. We're seeing slight green shoots of it improving over the next 3 to 5 years. At the moment, there aren't many deliveries taking place. It's quite stagnant. The aircraft owners that have themselves into business jets are looking to upgrade and to get into newer models, but sadly we're not seeing many new entrants into the market. That could be as a result of, it definitely is as a result of, the economic climate over here. It's still not exactly on where it should be. And also we have to admit that we are competing in a market where chartering of airplanes have become very cheap. There's a lot of competition in the market which discourages people from investing into their own aircraft. There's enough charter availability around for them to charter on an on-demand basis without having to have the what they may see as the inefficiency and the hassle of owning their own aircraft. So I think the OEMs and the aircraft brokers are struggling with that question and how they attract new entrants into the market. And I would say that's very similar to what is happening in Europe today. The US is a totally different beast. It's bolstered also by what's happened in terms of the tax cuts. It's becoming quite attractive for corporations to enter into business aviation again. So we're quite happy about how that's going. And obviously on the Asian side with our Hong Kong operation, they're also seeing really good growth and new entrants into the market. So as a group, we're encouraged by a good proportion of growth, but unfortunately in the Middle East and Europe, it's slow going, it's steady, and we'll ensure that we add services in to ensure that we keep ourselves busy.